Hi, Leslie Rogalski here, Creative Director for the Beadsmith, and today it is my pleasure to have as my student, Mia. Hi, welcome. Mia has joined us today to show how fun and easy it is to sew some beads into the CenterLine components for a little bracelet. So let's get started. Okay, so Mia's got the reins, or the needle as it were, and the first thing you're going to do is put a stopper bead on to keep your thread from pulling through. So to do that, she's picking up a very contrasting color bead, and she sews through it, and she's going to sew back through it again. I know they're very little beads. And you're going to pull that stopper bead all the way down. Now, you want to leave yourself a couple inches of tail to sew in later, but we're going to string the stopper bead. So she's going to leave just a little bit so it doesn't get caught when she works. Okay. Now we're going to start. I want you to look carefully at the component. On the bottom corner closest to Mia, there's a little gap between two of the holes. So you want that to be in the lower right when you work. All right, now we're going to go to the upper left, and we're going to come from back to front through that hole. Just like that. And pull it up to the stopper bead, and just be careful you don't pull too hard so the stopper bead doesn't come off. Now you're going to string your first 3 beads. I should say that these components are made for size 11 delicates. All right, so you have your 3 strung?
Yeah.
Now you're going to go take the needle and go through the big window in between those bars, because the next thing you do is sew from back to front through that first hole. Perfect. Just like that. And sometimes it is hard to not get your fingers caught, but you'll get it. And the tail thread, which sticks out in the back, we'll be able to fix that. Okay, see her first column? Now her thread is coming from back to front. She's going to sew up through the column of beads that she just strung and pull the thread. Excellent. Now you're actually going to bring the needle, go from front to back through the window, and up through the first hole again. You're going to go through this column again. Perfect. So down through the column of beads. Now you're going to take your needle and go through the big window, because we're going to come from back to front through this second hole, and we're going to make that second column. Perfect. Now you're going to string your next column of beads. Now Mia's working with 2 colors of beads, and she's got a little pattern in her mind. I'm waiting to see what evolves as she does it. Now remember, we're going to string from back to front, so you take the needle through the window. Perfect. And come up through the next hole over, the next open hole, from back to front. Cool beans. And you can see again how she's holding the component so that her finger is pushing the beads up into that window where she can access it to sew down through that column of beads again. And you sew through the column. Awesome. Now we're going to go bring the needle through the window, because we're going to sew from back to front. Oh, the little tail just got stuck. See how she just pulled that away? Now, when you come up back to front, you came up through the next hole, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Now she's going to string her next row. And she's going to do this across the little CenterLine component. Awesome! Look at that. That looks cool. Now we have the tail. Yep, she's gonna pull the stopper bead off. Now you may be able to thread this on the needle and get one pass through. All you're going to do is the same thing that she did in finishing the working thread. Push the needle down until there's just a little bit of the needle, perfect. Just enough for her to now, she can rethread that needle, and now she can pull that thread all the way through, just jiggle it through. Perfect, and you can trim that end off and you're finished. I want to bring these pieces in right here to show a way that you can use this component by stringing little macrame closures on it. You can also use jump rings on either one of the loops that are on this. And then you can add chain or another kind of a closure. CenterLine components. So that was the CenterLine, one of the CenterLine components. What'd you think?
It was really easy.
You did really good.
Thank you.
But I'm glad to hear that it was easy, and it's going to make a very cool bracelet when it's done. Thank you again for being here. It was fun having you.
Thank you for having me.
Remember to find CenterLine components and other quality Beadsmith bead tools and supplies at your favorite bead reseller. Bye.